I think it's really crazy that we spend our entire lives being told what to do, where to go, even what to wear. And then one day we become adults and we're all of a sudden just supposed to figure it out ourselves. And I know when we're younger, we're like, oh, can't wait to be an adult and tell myself where to go, what to wear, what to do. But then we're kind of tossed into adulthood and we're just told to figure it out. Now that's a good segue into our episode today, which will be about the violent jump into adulthood. Run the intro. There's no intro. Let's just get into it. Welcome to episode 2 of the Apology Podcast. My name's Colleen. Today, like I said, we're just going to be talking about some realizations I feel like I've had that has kind of helped me to understand what it really means to be an adult and how to navigate this new chapter in my life. So I will say just a little story, I guess, to let you know why I chose this topic and how I even came to gather the information on this topic. So I'll say like a couple months ago, I hit rock bottom. Okay. And I love hitting rock bottom, by the way. Let's not get it twisted. Okay. I love hitting rock bottom. You know why? There is nowhere to go but up. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. There is nowhere to go but up. Literally anything you could do is going to be better than your current life. So it's great. Like there are endless options of what could make your life better. So I love rock bottom. Nevertheless, when you're in it, it's pretty tough, right? So I was at rock bottom and I think that was the first time I was at rock bottom as like an adult, like a, premium adult, I guess. So I was finding it really difficult to figure out what to do and how to go about my life, right? And I didn't know the next step and what to really do. And I kept praying and just like waiting for this magical answer to be provided to me so I can go ahead and start living my life, right? And it never came. And I was at a point where I felt like, fuck, I literally cannot do this anymore. I cannot live another day because I know super, super, super deep or down, I guess, but it's the truth. Like, I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do with myself. What the heck? Where's my path? Where's the path laid out for me? And then one day I realized there's no path. There's no path. Go find your way. Go fucking find your way. Go do something, whatever you want to do. Go now. That's the only path is you kind of have to make the path yourself. And that for me, I know it's said, I know you know it in your head, but to actually like experience it in life is a whole different story. Trust and believe in me, okay? So then the options seemed endless. I could do whatever. Anyways, there's a quote in Supernatural where Castiel says, like an angel asks him, what does God want us to do with free will? And he says, if I knew then what I know now, I would have said, free will is a rope and God wants us to hang ourselves with it. And when I was in rock bottom, that's how I felt. I felt like free will was a rope and I had to hang myself with it because there is no telling if what I'm doing is the right thing that I'm doing, right? And then once I realized that, okay, I kind of had to make the path for my life, that yes, free will is a rope. You can either hang yourself with it though, or you can climb it, right? And get to better, get to higher, get to more, right? And it was such a profound realization. And with that realization came two other beautiful ones, okay? Two really, really beautiful things. One, the power of the motherfucking word no. Oof. Listen to me, 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 listen to me. If you are currently in your life right now and you feel like you cannot say the word no, or you feel scared to say the word no, or nervous to say the word no, wrap it up. Get out of that shit right now because I guarantee you, once you learn that you could say the word no and you don't have to explain yourself, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable, bro. And I grew up as a people pleaser. I know, it sucked. I think it's character development, But I grew up as a people pleaser. So to be able to say the word no and to fight the urge to explain myself, those transformed me completely. I was begging people to ask me stuff so I could say no and not give a fuck. It's the greatest thing. So that I think is a very profound thing when turning an adult is the power in realizing you can do whatever the heck you want. Truthfully, you can. There is no school keeping you accountable. There are no parent. Well, your parents are obviously still in your life, and I don't know what it's like to live with my parents as an adult. Okay, so I can't really advise those people, but for me, I stopped living with my parents when I was 18. So I don't necessarily know how it goes that way, but I don't have any parents around telling me what to do and, saying my house, my rules type shit, right? And even then I still wasn't utilizing my free will. Even then I still felt like I needed permission for stuff. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. A couple months ago, I had a piece of Black Forest cake in my fridge, and I woke up one morning really, really wanting to eat it. But, as a child, you're always told you can't eat cake for breakfast, right? I felt like I couldn't. Like I said, I don't have my parents around to ask, oh, can I eat cake for breakfast or anything? And I wasn't going to call them to ask them that. So I, turned to Google and I Googled, can I eat cake for breakfast? And I'm there reading through articles, they're saying whatever health wise or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? My kitchen, my fridge with my cake in it, emphasis on my, is just a handful of steps away. Go get the fucking cake and eat it. And I did. And nothing happened. I'm sitting right here, aren't I? And the place didn't explode. I didn't explode, right? And it's like, it's so weird going from a child who is told constantly what to do and just having somebody to report to and someone to guide you, solve your problems, all of that stuff, to go to somebody who literally has to figure it out themselves. It's not fun. It's not nice. It's scary. It's freeing as fuck, but it's so scary. It's literally so scary, guys. And I think I didn't want to be completely responsible for my life, so I turned to prayer. And I am a spiritual girly, not so much religious. We'll talk about that in another episode. And I kept praying for a solution, praying to God for Him to kind of fix my problems since, my parents aren't fixing them anymore. And nothing was really happening. And then I kind of realized, what if I just made my own way? But then when you think about that, it's like, okay, how do I know if it's the right way? Like, if somebody else does it for me, then it must be the right way. And if it's the wrong way, I can blame them. And that feels much better than knowing that the only person you'll have to blame is yourself. It's too much responsibility. That's the next thing. We'll come back to responsibility in a minute. Anyways, it's really stressing having free will, but you can utilize your free will to the best of your ability as an adult. And I think it's really funny how life works because you start off as children saying no. Have you ever been around a child that learned the word no? Yeah, they use it, okay? But then it's whipped out of us, okay? Don't say no. Me tell her to do this, go do this, okay? And I think that's so crazy because it's whipped out of us, and then you get to this point in your life a couple decades later and you have to relearn this skill or this thing that was punished out of you, right? So now you have to learn to say the word no. There's nothing wrong. You are a grown ass woman slash man, okay? You are a grown up. Saying the word no is fine, and standing on it is fine, and deciding you don't want to explain to somebody why you said the word no is even finer, okay? It's okay to do what you want. And like, I know the things I'm saying right now sound so simple. Like, of course it's okay to do what you want. Of course you can say no. Of course you have free will, da 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 da. Da. But it's very different in practice. And perhaps I'm only speaking to the career people pleasers here. But realizing as an adult that the only person you have to answer to is yourself is really, really, really a phenomenal experience. I urge you all to quickly get to that stage. Okay, please. It'll make your life significantly better. Okay, so that's free will. The next part of the jump into adulthood is control, which comes from free will. No, like Spider Man's uncle and aunt said, say it with me, say it with me. With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, and to have control, to assert control over your life and your decisions, and to be confident in those decisions, it comes with a lot of responsibility. Because yes, you could do what you want to do, but there are consequences to every action. Who said that? Newton? I don't know. Every action has an equal or opposite reaction. Yes. That's not just for science, okay? It's for life too. So you also have to deal with the consequences of your actions. And me, I'm an overthinker. So with every decision I make, I'm not very spontaneous because I have to evaluate every possible outcome of this decision I'm about to make. It's a painful way to live, but it's a great skill to have as an adult because you do need to evaluate the results of your actions and the consequences, right? So yes, you could do whatever I want. Yes, I could eat the cake and it was delicious. But then 5 minutes after, my stomach started hurting and it wasn't nearly as filling enough. So I had to make breakfast anyway. But I did the thing I wanted. So, it's a pretty small, kind of inconsequential analogy, but it's the principle, okay, of the example, okay? So when you have this phenomenal realization that you are in complete control of your life and you can do whatever the hell you want to do, just make sure that you're also okay with the consequences of doing what you want to do, and make sure that you are ready and able to deal with the consequences of those actions. But no one's coming to save you. And I know the hip thing online right now is pointing out all the people in your life that love you and will indeed come to save you. But they're not gonna save you. They'll help you, but saving you is all on you. Yes, your mom can bail you out of certain things. Yes, God can give you the strength to do certain things. But if you don't do it, that strength's gonna fade away. It has no purpose, right? So yeah, they're gonna come to help you, but they're not gonna save you. You have to do things. You have to do things, and you have to figure out your way, and you have to solve it yourself, and you have to actually put into actions the things that are gonna propel you forward and give you the life that you want, or put you in positions that you want to be in, and so on and so forth. So all that being said, yes, you have absolute control over your life. When I was making the decision to move to Jamaica, I over explained myself to everybody. Oh my God, I gave them reasons that they never even asked for. Okay, I gave them reasons that were way too personal to even share. But I feel like I needed somebody, everybody, to tell me that this was a good idea, that to basically give me their seal of approval to do this thing that I want to do, right? And in reality, that's the only thing that should matter, is that I want to do it, right? I never needed to explain myself to anybody. The reason, because I want to, is enough. As an adult, that is enough. Like, it's so crazy how hard it is to unlearn being a child when you turn into an adult. The minute the clock strikes 12 on your 18th birthday, you don't immediately become an adult. You don't become aware of the things you need to do. You don't magically gain the strength and the power and the knowledge to navigate this world as an independent individual. It takes time to learn, and it's really important to learn them. So I guess I'm telling you this so you can maybe put it into practice if you aren't already. If you are, big up yourself. Like, me. I'm 26, I know, but I'm just realizing these things. My bad. Perhaps it was only me. I don't know. Either way, I'm sharing this just in case there is somebody out there who also feels lost being an adult, not exactly sure what to do with their life. Do whatever the fuck you want. Literally, it's that simple. Do whatever the hell you want. Don't make society or your parents or your friends tell you what to do and who to be and how to navigate this. It is hard as hell. It is hard as hell. And I know how difficult it is to even figure out what you want to do. But just knowing that it's all on you is really scary at first, but really, really, really great. Okay. So be scared and maybe be depressed for a couple of days if you really need to, but then get up. Get up and do the thing. Get up and figure out what you want to do. There is no right or wrong. Just make sure you're not hurt anybody or breaking any laws. Try to use discernment though when it comes to deciding not to explain yourself to people, because there's a very thin line between practicing this, like being an adult and understanding that you're a grown up and you can do what you want, you don't have to explain yourself, and being disrespectful. So literally walk the line, okay? We still have to exist with other people. To be honest, I was not walking that line, okay? At some point, you said anything to me, the answer was no, flat. But why? Because I said so. Okay. Why don't you want to do this? Because I don't want to. And that was it. But sometimes it is just nice to explain certain things to some people. But I don't know. I strongly recommend being an asshole first. Enjoy it. Make up for all these years of over explaining yourself and being a people pleaser and relying on everybody or feeling like you need to accommodate everybody in your life. Get a little payback for that by being an asshole just for a little while and then re-enter society and be a decent respectful human being. But sometimes I feel like there were things I wanted to do and I wasn't going to do them because I was like, oh, my mom would never approve of this, my dad would never approve of this, or this person is going to think this way of me if I do this. Okay. All right, well, next. I'm doing it anyway. That's how I feel now. And honestly, it's just so much more freeing. Okay? It's so much more freeing. So go be free. Go spread your wings and fly, babe. Go be an adult. Go navigate this world and be the asshole because I saw Viola Davis say it, like the good girl gets you nowhere. Being the good girl gets you nowhere. And I'm using girl now because I'm a girl, but for the boys and the men out there, it's the same principle, right? Being the good girl gets you nowhere. Being the yes man, being the overly nice person that accommodates everybody's wants and feelings and thoughts gets you nowhere. Okay, this world is horrendous and it's aggressive and it's mean and it's isolating, and you have to take care of number one. You do. You do. And that's how you should make every decision. Now, I'm not saying don't go for advice. Obviously, go for advice. Obviously, talk to people who are once in this position and who can advise you. But do not make the decision because of that person that gave you the advice. Don't make the decision because, okay, they went through this and they did this, so I should do it. They'll be happy because I did the exact same thing they did. Don't do that. Think about the advice and then think about what you want to do. And if they align, great. If they don't align, maybe think some more if you feel like this advice is valuable. Always value what you want to do because it is really, really important. I promise you, fitting in and getting other people's approval does not matter as much as making yourself happy does. Okay. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Those realizations. I say the violent jump into adulthood because I feel like it's pretty violent. I feel like these things kind of just happen to you on a random Tuesday. Like you have these realizations on a random Tuesday. And it's like, okay, well, this is great. Now I got to change my life completely. And now you become a completely different person to the people who are so used to you being a yes man and kind of used to you being like a pushover and all that stuff. And that's another thing you have to deal with too is people changing their opinions of you because you're different as you should be. There's no reason you need to be the same person you were as a child, as an adult. You're not a child. You're a grown. Wait, what how does that say? How does that song go? You're not an adult. You're a child. This time you are an adult. Okay? So do the adult thing. Be the adult. You will be fine. And if you're not fine, the beautiful thing about this life is at the end of the day, a night. And another day comes tomorrow, and you have the opportunity to try again and to do something differently. Nothing's ever permanent, and that is the beautiful thing about life. You see, you can try again. You can try again. There are no answers. Listen, there is no guidebook, okay? Nobody told us how to navigate life. And I know you guys are going to say the Bible is a guidebook, but the Bible was written centuries ago. This is a whole different life now. Technology and social media and friggin' cars didn't exist back then, okay? This is entirely new, and navigating it, nobody knows how to do it. One thing that being an adult and especially being in the workplace, like being in corporate, has taught me is that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, okay? We're literally trying our best and faking it when we need to, okay? That's what everyone's doing. Nobody knows. Like, you remember when we were younger and we used to look up at adults and be like, "Oh, I can't wait to turn 20." 25 sound like such a big age, by the way. And we're like, "Oh, I can't wait to turn 25." That person looks like they have their entire life together. They really don't. I don't think we're really here to have our shit together. I don't think that's a part of the experience, to be honest with you. But one thing I think is really, and I'll add this as an afterthought before we wrap it up. I think that you're amazing. Literally, I think you're amazing. You that's listening to this or watching this at the moment, listening and or watching, I think you're amazing. You know why? Because humans are the only living creature that is doomed with the knowledge that we are going to die. Okay? We are gonna die. This that's here right now is going to end. And I've already been through my existential crisis, so saying this now isn't as hard. But for the people who haven't, I'm so sorry. Yes, it feels like you're sinking in a black hole, but you'll get out of it because you don't have a choice. But if you think about it, you get up every day with the knowledge that one day you're gonna die, but you get up and you go to work and you eat and you drink and you keep your body alive and healthy as best as you can, and you fall in love and you make friendships and you do all these things that I think should be irrelevant. Like, I'm so glad it's not. I'm so glad it's not irrelevant. Absolutely go out and fall in love and make friendships and experiences and stuff. But one day, none of it will matter because you'll be gone. And the fact that we can still get up and do things and live life and pretend like we don't know that we're all gonna fucking die one day, you know, and stress about small things and big things. I think that's pretty awesome. So I think you're doing amazing because you're doing the best you can. Is it perfect? Probably not. Maybe it is. I don't know. But my life isn't perfect at all. But I get up and I do my best every day. I do my best to stay sane and to keep my body healthy and to keep my mind healthy and to maintain the relationships that I have and to be true to myself. And sometimes, I mess up and sometimes things don't necessarily go how I would have wanted them to go. But I don't know. I'm doing my best, and I'm sure you're doing your best too. It's crazy. It's crazy. We get up, we know we're gonna die, bro. Like, we know that these things that we're spending our money on and our time on, none of them are gonna matter, and we still do them. I think it's amazing. I think it's really phenomenal that we're able to even stand upright. I don't know if you guys watch The Good Place. I'm gonna use a lot of like references because I am very pop culture savvy. I like music, I like TV shows, I like movies, I like them all. So I use a lot of references in my daily life. But there is an episode in The Good Place where Michael, who is from the bad place, so technically he's a demon, he's trying to become better. So they're teaching him ethics and they get to existentialism and they tell him, like, yeah, you're gonna think about the fact that you're gonna die. Even though he's not human, he could still die. And they told him, think about the fact that you're gonna die. And how does that make you feel? Does that make you want to appreciate life more, whatever, whatever? But for him, he marinated on the fact that he was gonna die and he couldn't even sit upright. He literally fell into a fetal position, unable to move or think or whatever. And then he says, how do you as humans live like this? How do you get up every day knowing you're gonna die? And Eleanor said, who's a human, said to him, it's just a part of the experience. We all go around every day just a little bit sad. And that's what it is. And I think as a result of that, because this is the cards we've been dealt, I think you're doing amazing. So continue to do amazing. Even if your best doesn't look like the best, it technically is because it's yours and it's your life, right? So give yourself a little grace in navigating this world as an adult. Whew, this was a hell of a yap. This was a real yap. So let's wrap it up. In conclusion, use your free will. It's there for you. Use it to the best of your ability. Be happy. Do whatever you want. I promise you the world will be okay. I promise you your parents will be okay too. I promise you the people around you who you care about their opinions of you will be okay. And the people outside of you who you care about their opinions too, they'll be okay too. Everybody will be okay. What matters is that you are. So do the things you want to do. Say no. Don't explain yourself. Use your free will and enjoy this little life. Enjoy this little life because it's real short. It's real short. Even if you live to 100, it's still so short to say it is the one and the only one we have. So, yeah, enjoy this next stage. Childhood, it's in the past. Reflect on it, love it, miss it, sure, it gone, and it's never coming back. Embrace it. Embrace this new stage. Scary and all, embrace it. Because it's yours. It's yours. And this is what it is now. That's my conclusion. Thank you so much for listening to our episode 2. What will episode 3 be? I don't know. I have, honestly, guys, I have like 25 topics in my phone to speak about and to write about. I just play like roulette every week to figure out which one I'm going to talk about. And I have not played roulette for the next weeks yet, but I promise you it will be interesting. It will be cool. It will be fun. Do you see these mosquitoes flying around? Sorry, guys, I live on an island. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. Okay, just tell them hi when they fly by. I prefer them fly over the camera than to be biting me. Okay. So, yeah, thank you for watching and go read the blog post that I'm going to make about this. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more organized and probably have more information than this long ass episode. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, you beautiful, beautiful people. I love you. You're doing your best. Be proud of yourself. Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't explain yourself. I'll see you next week. I love you. Goodbye.